Hello everyone, it is Warrior, and welcome back to another video. As you can see here by the title, we are going to be playing Crossy Road today. Now, Crossy Road is a new game on this channel, so it's a little bit of different content. Let me guys know if you like this content, or if there's some other games that you want me to try out. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm not going to be covering Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I still want to make as many videos as possible for that, but there wasn't a whole lot to do today. I could have made another Galactic War video or a Squad Arena video, but this is what I decided to do. I played some Crossy Road. I got a pretty amazing life, so here's my commentary of that life, and let's begin. Now, the first thing that I would like to say is this game is one of the games that seems like a very family-friendly game, and it definitely is, but it can be a very, very sweaty game. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of different things that you can do to get a high score. You can move forward by tapping, or you can move from side to side, and you can even move backwards. So in the beginning of the game, it's really easy, but once you get going, and once you get to the late game, the cars start to go really, really fast, and it's a really sweaty game because you're swiping like crazy to survive, anticipating where the cars are going, reading the patterns, and it's a really fun game. I challenge you guys to download this game and try to get a score of like 500 or something. If you can get a score of 500, that's a pretty good score, and you guys will have passed the challenge for today. But I am not the best player in the world at this game, so don't go telling anyone that I'm the best at this game. I am pretty good at this game. I consider myself to be a pro, but I'm definitely not one of the best players in this game. My high score is 1,954. Today, I didn't even really get anywhere close to my high score, but I had some insane clutches, and I wasn't recording the other game where I got that high score, so I just decided that I'm going to include this video as my video for today because it is a really good score, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So, one strategy that I am doing, and I'm not really doing it as much in the beginning, but as I get a higher score, you will see that I am using this strategy where I tend to follow the cars, and what I mean by that is you'll start to see it in a second, but I like to, as soon as the car passes, I like to kind of chase them. So these roads that you can hop past easily, you can just hop past, but eventually you'll get to these roads where the cars are going at such a fast speed, and there's not really a narrow gap that you can fit through, so you have to kind of follow the cars from left to right across the board in order to pass them. So let's see, you see I'm going from side to side a little bit, following the direction that the cars are moving. You never really want to charge straight at a car. That's not a really good idea, and it's probably not going to uh, leave you with your life alive. And you see, that's the second tip I can give. Going backwards is so helpful because the speed that it takes to hop backwards is not that long. It takes actually it takes like not I can't measure this in seconds because I really have no clue, but it takes a second to jump forward. Like you can't just jump, like tap super fast and you'll just fly up your screen. Like, no, there's actually a max jumping speed to going forward, but going backwards is almost instant. Like, I know it's not instant, but it literally feels almost instant, and it's a huge way to clutch up if you're about to run into a car, and it's a huge way to go backwards. Now, these train stations are kind of dangerous, but once you learn to read them properly, and once you know that once they ring red, they're going to be coming in a second, they're actually kind of safe spots, and you can use them while you're waiting to read the car patterns and see where the cars are going to come, because a lot of times the cars will go in patterns, and if two cars go in a row, and then there's a break and only one car goes, chances are that cycle or pattern is going to come around again where those cars come just exactly as they came before, together as two. So that is something that you want to be aware of looking out for the car patterns. And also, these logs are pretty easy once you get used to them, but you do not want to rush them because if you rush them, it can be very dangerous. And you see, the cars are starting to move faster now. It's getting a little bit more hectic. We are trying to jump around and we are trying to just not get hit by these cars here. But there are little logs and big logs. I can recommend to you that if you're scared to go on a little log, you don't really need to be. The little logs you kind of do want to take because a lot of times they're sorry, that was a pretty stressful situation. I don't want to talk over that, but a lot of times the little logs you're still going to be able to jump onto them once you have a little bit of practice, and it's a really bad habit to get into to not want to jump on the little logs just because they're littler. And you'll probably end up dying a lot on the rivers if you go with that habit. So don't do that. But I believe this clutch right here that I just made is like one of the best clutches of my life, and you just saw it there. I went from like left to right, crazy backwards, dodging cars there, and I'm really proud of that. That's one reason. Not that I'm gonna die soon, but that's one reason I included this into the run because I thought that was really cool. And even though I died, like a little bit well, I died a little bit farther on some of my other runs. This run I wanted to include because I had some pretty good clutches, and that was probably the best clutch of the run that I did. So I wanted to show you that. And that's actually really hard to do if you're playing Crossy Road on mobile. There is a PC version, so if you're on PC, maybe go check out that. But from what I've heard, the PC version it's easier in terms of not getting like lag or bugs, but there's not much lag. It's easier in terms of like playing without problems, but not a ton of people play PC because it's kind of a different game, and I'm not sure, so don't quote me on this, but I think the chicken actually hops faster on PC version, so I think it might actually be easier, but I'm not really sure. So if you have a PC, maybe go check that out. But if you're just playing on a phone or an iPad like I am, it's a pretty fun game, and it's really it's really sweaty once you play it for a while. You see, here's where we got to notice the car patterns. I'm waiting for the patterns, waiting for when I need to go, when I need to use the opportunities that or the gaps that are open, and when I need to make my break for it. And here I kind of wait until there's a safe railroad spot. You see, I'm waiting here, even though I could make it across this road easily. I'm waiting until the railroad rings, so I know it's a safe spot. And I probably would have been fine, but I have a pretty decent score going, so I just want to make sure that I stay alive and that I do not die. Now this part of the run's kind of slow, kind of easy. You don't want to rush this part of the run because if you rush it and a train rings at the wrong time or you're going slow, it can be dangerous. You see there, I ran in the direction that the orange car went by because I saw that the orange car was going fast and I knew, according to the pattern, another orange car was probably going to come and I wanted to be ready so when that orange car did come, I was able to dodge it. And I was able to dodge it. Um, Also, when you're jumping across these roads, even if the train tracks do ring, don't just jump across them blindly because there are some fast cars, like that police car you just saw, that will literally come like in 1 second, and the only way that you can jump past them in time is if you started jumping right at the right time when their pattern is off. So a lot of times you just want to wait, and you don't want to just go like crazy jumping through. My rule of thumb, I usually pretty much wait until like 600 or so, I would say, to start going really slowly over the train tracks, but once I get to 300, I start going slowly over the roads because the roads are the roads are dangerous, and that train track almost got me. I forgot about that moment. That was pretty clutch too. I'm just excited right here. I got to 1,000. That's pretty good. Like I said, nowhere nearly close to my high score, but getting to 1,000 is a pretty good score. I would say I've only gotten there around maybe 10 times before, I don't play this game like crazy. I just recently picked up playing it to get high scores and playing it competitively. But now the cars are going really, really fast, and we really have to observe their patterns. So, like I said, if this is your first time seeing Crossy Road, or if you download it and play it, you're probably not going to be able to get a score of 1,000 plus on your first day of playing. That's why the challenge is to try to get a score of 500, because that's a pretty good challenge, and it will get you warmed up to the game. If we do another video, we will probably another video on Crossy Road. We will probably do a different game mode or play in a different biome, because there's some different biomes in this game, and it's fun to play in those biomes. But this road right here is not fun. It is brutal, and I was really happy when I crossed this road because it helped me continue my run. And same thing with this road. So I'll just kind of be quiet here. Just observing the patterns, trying to see patterns, and really just trying to survive. I almost died there. I feel like sometimes the speed in which cars come almost change up, and I don't know if it's true, but I definitely should have went faster with that purple car. And my iPad is kind of buggy sometimes. Because if you hold down, if you hold down, then you won't instantly go forward. You'll kind of be like frozen until you release or you swipe in a certain direction, and that can be dangerous because if you don't just tap it, then you can sometimes get stuck on the block. And I've died from cars hitting me like that before because I don't tap in time and I'm holding down, even though I've made the motion in my brain. I know where I want to go. I haven't fully tapped it, so I end up dying. So that's another thing to be careful of. I recommend if you have like a really old iPad or maybe a really old phone that you don't play this game. Not because it takes up a lot of storage or anything. It takes up like hardly any storage, but it's just you want to be able to play it and you don't want to experience character delay or you don't want to experience lag. So you want to have a pretty decent system to play it on. And we're about at the end of our run here. We did really good. I misjudged that pattern, as you can see, and instead of waiting, I thought there was going to be enough time for me to jump there, and I just jumped right into that truck. But that was a pretty big road anyways. It would have been pretty hectic to cross. And that's the end of my recording. I'm going to end up
guys for
this.
watching this video. If you do want to see some more Crossy Road videos or me playing with some of these other characters, there's a lot of different game modes and biomes. For example, there's a Pac-Man mode, which is really cool. So make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.